Very much. Last year, we sent Deepa Prashad of Kiss 92.5 to a seance experience with James White, and she claims she heard a spirit live on air with us.
No!
So we were all concerned, and of course, we sent her immediately back a year later. She joins us live from the Howlin' Inn. Good morning, Deepa.
Big no for me.
Good morning. I don't know why I accepted this. Like you said, last year with James White in a Victorian farmhouse, I experienced some weird things. I'm not going to lie. I thought I was going to tinkle myself on live TV, but I really held it in so I didn't embarrass myself. But I heard bells ringing in another room. I also heard like furniture falling in a different room, which was really scary. So I'm back at it again with James White, who's doing seances right here in the Howlin' Inn. And James, like, this feels creepy because lights are flickering. They weren't flickering before. And I actually, like I told you, like I felt nauseous when I came in this room.
And what's weird is this is known for being like nauseous anxiety room. So people who tour the whole house, a lot of people have reported having issues in this room specifically.
Really?
So maybe you're connecting with something.
I hope not. Don't connect with me. I'm
Okay,
not
fine, I'll try my
available for
best not to.
connections. I'm married, okay, spirits?
Yeah.
So I know you have some haunted items here, right?
Yeah, so basically we put a bunch of haunted items in the house that we're hoping is able to entice it. So there's like, many haunted items. So these are just a couple of them. This duck got smashed in a seance, apparently it fell off the table.
Oh my
I'm not sure if
gosh.
that actually happened or if someone just ran into the table.
Yeah.
But it is smashed up, as you can see.
And then you were telling me something about this mirror here,
Yeah.
right? Like you were
Yeah.
fixing this mirror or something?
Yeah, so apparently in one of the seances, they brought the mirror. You're supposed to cover up the mirror to not let bad stuff in. And
Okay.
it was in the other room with the group, and they saw this like black shadowy thing, blacker than black, just hit the mirror, and the mirror fell over and smashed. So I was trying to fix it when you were here.
Don't want to be beside it. So that's what you were fixing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I know this house has a lot of history, so do you mind walking me through
Yeah,
it?
of
Like,
course.
let's go take a look at what else is going on here.
So it's a 200-year-old inn, right?
Right.
So it's a 200-year-old inn. It was used as a bed and breakfast. It's called like the Lambton House.
Yeah.
And it started in 1860. It started in 1821 technically. It was the Lambton House in 1847.
Wow.
It started as a tavern inn from 1867 and it ran for 150 straight years.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like a lot of history, a lot of stuff has happened
That's
here.
a lot of history.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
we should go upstairs.
Yeah, let's go.
Upstairs is calling me. I hear the spirits being like, Deepa, come visit me. And I'm like, okay. So you were telling me that upstairs is where a lot of the creepy things
Yeah.
actually happen, right?
Yeah, so I want you to go into one of the rooms where a lot of
Okay.
people have issues in this room.
Like what kind of issues are we talking?
So it's
like,
almost, it feels like quieter than quiet. Like you will know if you go in there. So just go in there. It's that room right there.
Ooh, it does.
Are you gonna go in?
No,
you're not going in. Okay,
No,
fine.
I'll look at it. Okay, so what happens in this room?
So just people have issues. It just has a weird atmosphere, a weird vibe to it. Like it just doesn't feel right. That's the best way I can describe it.
And that like little bed.
Yeah. So that's a bed from the 1800s, I believe. And so back in the day, they used to share beds. So what that means is like how you rent a hotel now, you would be renting half a bed and sleeping with a stranger.
Oh my God. So this
That's pretty scary.
This is really, really creepy.
Yeah.
So anything specific happened here?
Right, the rocking chair behind you, we have had 5 groups claim it's moved on them, so we actually started putting a light on it just
Oh
to
my
see if we can
gosh.
actually capture it.
Oh my goodness. So, I mean, it's creepy.
Yeah.
Like, I guess we'll just edit this room so
Yeah.
everybody can see it. But for anybody who wants tickets,
Yeah.
how do they get tickets? Because I feel like this would be a really intense experience.
Yeah, so we actually kind of sold out. We just added an extra 100 tickets, so if anyone wants to experience it, it's just jameswhite.com. You can find tickets right there.
Oh my goodness. So, a scale of 1 to 10, how scary have they been so far?
We've had some crazy issues. We've had an ambulance here actually take someone away.
You had an ambulance?
Yeah, but that should not scare you away from happening because it just happened to one person. The
Oh
rest
my
of the people were all
goodness.
okay.
Oh my goodness. So if you want a lot of intense emotions, you want to feel nauseous, maybe this is the right place for you. So I think I'm throwing it to break actually. Wait,
Whoa.
did you?
That's us, Yonge and Dundas Square, live in downtown Toronto. Welcome back to BT. My name is Sid Cixero. Halloween 4 days away, and many love to spend this time of year getting scared voluntarily. Others are forced to, like our friend Deepa Prashad from Kiss 92.5 in Toronto, who was sent to the Howlin' Inn to learn more about seances. Now, when last we saw Deepa, just before 8:30, I believe the count in her ear was 3, 2 going to break, and then something happened which elicited a large reaction from everyone there. So, Deepa, what did we miss? What did you see?
Yeah, we heard a bell ringing on the floor that we were on, and I started panicking because I experienced the same thing last time I was with James. So immediately after that, we were like, where's the bell? We haven't seen a bell. And we went into a room and we actually found one that's identical to this. So this is a spirit bell. It's easily manipulated so spirits can move it to communicate. But if you look at this, it doesn't make a sound. Like I'm shaking it pretty hard. In order for you to hear a sound, you literally need to tap it. So I heard multiple of this, which is why I screamed and I panicked. And we're here with James White. He's done 50 to 60 seances from the Howland Inn here. And the name Margaret came up when we were talking.
Yeah.
And apparently this is a spirit that potentially haunts this inn. So do you think it was Margaret that did that?
So it's believed that Margaret is the one that haunts this inn. So this is kind of what Margaret looks like because it was in the 1830s. So they didn't have actual pictures back then. So they
Right.
believe this is who haunts this inn.
And she lived here? Like, what was her experience?
So she lived here between 1832 to 1838. So she was basically someone who had some issues that I don't really want to talk to because I don't know if it's the rating of the show,
Right.
so I can't really bring it up what happened.
Yeah.
But it's dark, and they believe she haunts the inn.
Oh my gosh. I think, like, I mentioned to you that I was feeling nauseous, and I was like, oh my God, Margaret, don't enter my body. I don't want any of that, but I want to be friends, if that's cool.
What was weird though about the bell thing that you're bringing up is like last time you came, it was a completely different bell.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a clear thing.
Yeah. So that was really strange to me, and that's why I panicked so much. But I want to talk about seances.
Yeah.
Like, what is a seance? And you specifically do Victorian seances,
Yeah, so seances
right?
are techniques that mediums and psychics use to try to communicate with the dead.
Right.
So, you know, I'm not a medium or a psychic. I have a science background. That's what probably makes it different and maybe better in a different way. But basically, we bring a group together and we see if we can experience something. That's why they're always different every single time.
Right. So I know haunted items.
Yeah.
Something that's important to a seance. So you have a couple
I
in
have a
this
lot of them.
room,
There's one
right?
behind you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What is it?
The cat.
This cat?
Yeah, that's a haunted item. So people from around the world send me their haunted items, and we sometimes put them in the seance house to help enhance the experience.
Yeah.
And the story behind the cat is basically whenever you have the cat, you start seeing shadow figures of cats. And so what's funny, on the first few days of the seance, when no one knew about this cat or anything, we had 3 or 4 groups in a row say they saw like a shadow figure cat thing without knowing the story or anything.
Really?
Yeah, so then I was like, okay, I need to make this more part of the seance.
So what happens if you touch an object? Like, is that a no-no in a seance? Or is it encouraged
Mostly
to
I
touch
don't.
things?
Mostly I don't tell them until after they touch it.
Wait, why?
'Cause
Why?
Then wouldn't, like you wouldn't touch it if that was the case.
Yeah, but like, if I touch it, is something gonna follow me home? Is my question.
You'll be okay, I hope.
He said, "Okay, I hope," which isn't very convincing to me. Now I know you were telling me that somebody was taken away in an ambulance.
Yeah, so on the first night someone was taken away on an ambulance, you know where you felt nauseous?
Yeah.
They literally locked up, they couldn't move. They were outside, they could not move. We had a nurse in the audience, and basically the nurse like checked them and said they're having like a crazy panic attack in the lock, so they called 911 and the ambulance actually escorted them.
So that must have been like the strangest thing. Anything else that stood out to you while you've been doing
There's so many
seances
weird
here?
things. Like I was telling you, like the mirror got shattered one night. We had one night where like 2 people thought of the same name. So they were thinking of a name, they didn't know the story, and they both guessed the exact same thing, which is hard to explain because like the odds of 2 people just even saying the same name is pretty crazy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, honestly, I get the full creeps in this house. Like that bell thing is still,
Yeah.
like, it was really scary
Yeah.
when we heard it. And I'm like, oh, I just don't want to experience that again. But it was really cool talking to you. And I know that you're doing seances until November 26th. Everything is already sold out. But if people are in the Toronto area, you've added 100 extra tickets, right?
What is that? Is that what?
You heard
What?
you heard that, right?
Was that-
Guys, why does this happen to me?
No, but
I'm
is
gonna
that
stop.
is that just old house sound?
I don't know, but it was creepy.
It was like a. I don't even know if that
It was a rumbling, right?
It was something. You go check.
No, I'm not gonna check anything. I'm standing right here.
No, whoa.
Spirits, you're not following
Was that
me home.
like a water turning on or something?
I don't know, but it was creepy. Anything in this house that I hear, I'm assuming
But it was
that
like
it's Margaret.
Was that old house? What was that?
Honestly,
It was like a grade turning on, but the grade's in that corner. There's nothing in that side.
guys, if you want to do a seance with James White, I'd highly recommend it. But just be prepared to be scared. So Dean and Sid, I'm going to throw back to you. What do you guys think? You want to come? Want to come hang out with me? I think it'd be fun, right?
Well, Deepa, first off, Dina ran from the segment. It's just me. That's the first thing. Secondly, nice job.
See no evil. Hear no evil. See
Third,
no
I think the
evil.
toaster oven's also haunted that you showed. I think the toaster oven's haunted.
I think so. I think
Great
it might
job,
be.
Deepa.
It's very
Again,
creepy.
that's not
I'll
an
admit
assignment I
that.
could take. Nice job. Deepa Prashad, Kiss 92.5.